welcome to the College Hockey Show. And now, here's your host, Jeremiah Maxwell, and the Degenerate Bostonian, Mike.
Oh, what's up, everybody?
Let's go.
Hey, I pulled that out of the last second, getting the Instagram feed going up. So we're live. Instagram, Twitch, of course, X, and obviously YouTube. Those of you finding us here on the Sports Beard channel, YouTube, I am Jeremiah Maxwell, aka the Sports Beard. With me, as always, Mike, the Degenerate Bostonian. Mike, what's up, brother?
Happy
Are
Friday,
you ready,
everybody.
dude? Next time we see each other on, well, I'll probably have a show Monday or Tuesday. We'll see. No, I actually will not. I don't think there'll be any shows next week for us. So no shows next week. I will be live at 7 p.m. Eastern to do the Capitals Chicago Blackhawks game in case Ovi gets a hat trick. Oh, Angie joined live from Instagram. All right, Angie. Angie, my wife's best friend and such a good family friend. We love Angie. Anyway, good to see Angie. So yeah, I will be live. The next time together with you, we'll be in person.
I know.
So we will be in person. Thanks for being in the chat, Lucas Hansley. Obviously, Avi's our legend. He's always here with us. I appreciate everybody. So we're gonna try to get some. All this is by the seat of our pants. We don't know what we're doing. We've just been doing this, to do it because we love it. We don't make a penny off of it. In fact, it costs us money. So Mike always goes to the college hockey games, and this is my plan, is to go to the Frozen Four every year until I'm not doing this show, and then I still may go. I hope Mike and I are lifelong friends as far as this goes. Even if we don't continue on the show, I really appreciate all the support and stuff that we get from you guys. It means a lot, and it keeps me going, man. Honestly, I love doing it. So we're just gonna keep going. Mike, let's get right into it. You wanted to talk about transfers this is a huge thing now in all of college sports, big name transfers that are transferring. Next year, we'll get so good, Mike, we'll have a graphic with the names of people you want to talk about. We'll actually have to meet in the evening and do some pre-production, which we don't do a lot of, partly because of the NHL nightly show that we're doing. So we're trying to do that. But Thursday nights, maybe we need to have a little pre-production meeting. Obviously wasn't possible last night with stuff going on in everyone's lives. But I appreciate all you guys again. Mike, let's talk about those college hockey transfers.
So, there's over 100 players in the portal as we speak. I'm going to go over just some that were standouts to myself. Bookman, basically Torrey Krug, same size, same build, same play style. He's a defenseman at Merrimack. He's averaging a point every other game. He's committed to Western Michigan next year. He's going to be a junior.
Yeah. How about
draft prediction?
Yeah. Wow. Western loading up, getting some guys, and they're they made their first Frozen Four. Go ahead. Talk.
Jackson Hallman, originally a Wisconsin commit, or played freshman year at Wisconsin, just played his sophomore year at Michigan. He's going to go to Western Michigan now, leaving the Wolverines to go be a Bronco. So third team in 3 years, a little scary, but he's another guy that's second line or third line specialist maybe. And, again, 15 points in 30 games isn't too bad. And not great for a forward, but Western, you got a puck possession guy. It's always good. Someone I actually think is going to bloom in this is Tanner Ledert. I apologize for pronouncing his name wrong. He's from Omaha. He's going to go be a Golden Gopher.
Okay.
People are like, oh, he only had 2 points. He barely played. Well, that's just it. He barely played. Minnesota just lost 7 forwards. I actually think this guy is going to bigger program, more offensive-minded program. I think this is a great move for him. So if I could bet this, I'm going to say he gets more than 2 points next year. And gets more than 8 minutes a night.
And we haven't talked about it yet, but your next transfers, your next transfers are leaving a school that has a new head coach. But I have that stuff bookmarked, and I want to pull that up. So after we get done with the transfers, we will talk about. Go ahead, Mike. Go ahead. The next
So,
the next two
we'll
transfers
skip
on your list.
Yeah, the next two transfers. Sacha Boisevert, leading scorer for University of North Dakota. He's going to go play for Frozen 4 Boston Terriers. I guess he liked the coach that was there. That's the only thing I can think of. Jaden Perron, 4th at North Dakota in scoring. He's going to go be a Wolverine. So I'm pretty stoked about getting him. I think he's a great fit. I think he's pretty much going to fill in for Jackson Halum. And I like him because he's got a better defensive mindset and he had more points. So, I mean, I get a better forward that's also better defensively. So, go Wolverines. Pretty stoked about that. But, I mean, did BU find the replacement for Quinn Hudson? Is that what Boisevert is? You lose your leading scorer, graduate to grab Nodak's leading scorer? Is this happening?
Yeah. Oh, hold on. Yeah. So that is very interesting that you bring that up. Did you want to talk before we jump into? Do you want to talk about Nodak's new head coach, Dane Jackson?
I don't have a ton of thoughts on him. I want to see him play out. Like what
I've got an interview that we can play here if you'd like to see it.
I want to see it. Yeah.
Yeah, let's show the new head coach of North Dakota, Dane Jackson, right here on the Sports Beards College Hockey Show with the Degenerate Bostonian. Here's Dane Jackson speaking to the media for the first time after his hire.
So much reverence for the program and just so much pride in what we do around here. To be at the helm, it's humbling and exciting, and just at this point, you just fired up to get to work and start building, because I know we have so many good things here, and we just have to tweak some things to get back. We're not far off. We just got to get back to where we can be, and I'm just really excited about the chance to be part of it. It's been a pretty whirlwind week. It's hard to put into words. It's just something so special to me. Just the connection I have to our guys and this university is huge. And I just know this: we're going to work and we're going to give everything we have, because it's our number one focus. I know we always say family first here, but not really the case. The team always seems to get the extra moments. I always say I've spent a lot more time with you guys than I do with my own family. But it's just so special. Like I say, I've nothing really about me, but I just never wanted to go anywhere else. I wanted to be here. Just want to be part of it. You walk through, you look at the pictures, you look at the.
Okay, that's good. I feel like that's enough with Dane Jackson. Just some quotes real quick that I pulled up before because the reason we're bringing this up, guys, is Mike is talking about transfers, and two guys from from Nodak are part of the transfer going to BU. And sorry, Mike, I had it pulled up there. Just some other comments. What they're saying: Dane is a natural leader. His passion and energy will foster a positive and highly competitive environment that will motivate every player to be at their best for their team. That's from Dave Hackstall, former coach there. Honoring tradition keeps the heart of North Dakota hockey going strong. The appointment of Dane Jackson is a continuation of that tradition. We are excited to see what's possible. Dane brings a vision and leadership that we believe will take the team to a new level. Chris Engelstad. Working with Dane early in my career, with him being my captain, gave me the glimpse of what leadership is. He totally understands how to develop the player and the person to be the best you can be, both inside and outside the locker room. John Tortorella. Okay. Travis Green, head coach of the Ottawa Senators, says UND made a great decision in hiring Dane Jackson. It is well-deserved. He knows as well as anyone what it means to play there and has worked extremely hard to become the coach he is today. I know he will coach, guide, and lead UND with the same intelligence, passion, energy, and empathy that he has lived his life. I am excited for Dane to get the opportunity, and equally excited for him, for the school, to have Dane as their head coach. Again, that is from Travis Green. Just a couple others. Taylor Chorney. UND has always been about playing with the most pride and a crest on front of the jersey. That is a standard that has never wavered and will always continue to be our core. If you want to be a college hockey player, UND has always been and always will be the best place in the country to do it. I will tell you, whether you think or not, they probably have the nicest facilities I've ever seen in my life. Like, and they probably have the nicest arena. So it does feel like North Dakota has kind of been mid a little too long, right, Mike?
Yes,
we need them to, we need them to be back. Anyway, I retweeted all these out. Nick Smalt, Shane Pinto, a bunch of these guys talk about Dane. So anyway, it sounds like it's a very popular hire. Mike is on the record as not liking their previous head coach, and he was there a while. So, like, he had 10 years, guys. Like, I don't think anybody's crying for him. He had a good shot. Okay, so we just finished up talking about Sasha Boivert and Jordan Perron, both going from Nodak. One Boivert going to BU and Perron going to Michigan. And guys, sometimes too, this has academic stuff written on it. I don't know, like, maybe these guys don't want to, BU or Michigan has better academic opportunities. Understand, like, less than 1% of these guys go play pro. So, okay, Mike, let's finish up on the transfers. Then I want to talk about a lot of guys turning pro, and then we'll get into the actual games that were being played.
Yep. Last couple of transfers here. Adam Eisel, he's at Minnesota State. They just had a great run. He's going to Ohio State. I think this is a good fit. 26 points. Ohio State's losing a couple of forwards, and it's a bigger conference. So
Minnesota State made the tournament too. Yeah,
and they gave Western a big run. It was a one-goal game, and it was tight. So I think for him, this is going to get him more exposure. I think this is perfect. And maybe, Ohio State's losing a couple of guys, so he'll fit into that lineup real nice, real fast.
Yeah. They had a good run. I feel like we could be talking about Ohio State being here too. I mean, they were there. They had a chance. So
they're 2 posts away from beating BU. Like, everyone's going, there was 8-3. No. It was almost 4-0.
Yeah, it could have easily been 4-1 in the first period there, easily.
And so, I mean,
but that's what 14 NHL drafted players on BU will do for you.
Yeah, if you miss it by half an inch, they will pounce.
Look, go back and watch that game if you get a chance. Like, just the skill of BU just took over. It goes to show you that, you can be a talented team, but if you don't use it correctly, I mean, I think we just have to credit Jay Pandolfo too. It's just one of the best coaches out there. Like,
yes,
I think his days at BU are numbered, quite frankly. He's going to get an NHL coaching job.
Jay Pandolfo's been in college for 7 years.
Yeah.
4 as a player, 4 Frozen Fours, 3 as a coach, 3 Frozen Fours.
Yeah, he's getting a job. I don't see how it's not. Okay, so let's talk about Finn Loftus. Last guy, Finn Loftus, going from UMass to St. Cloud. UMass lost a lot. I really feel for Carvey there.
Yeah,
Greg Carvel?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, coach of UMass. Like I said, I got to get UMass jersey. I love this. I'm a closeted Flames fan. Super excited about the kid they signed. I don't know why his name is escaping me there. Sunyev, RM Sunyev. Just great player, man. Really, 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 really excited to see what that kid does in the NHL. I think he's got a bright future. But UMass was fun, man. They were really underrated, and I think partly, I'm such a big Johnny Lazarus supporter. Johnny Lazarus went there. Johnny's been so good to me and so good to this show, NHL Nightly specifically. But we have to have him on the College Hockey Show one of these days if we can make it work, because he covers so much college hockey. The UMass was. I hate them losing guys, but your assessment of Finn Loftus going to St. Cloud State.
A solid stay-at-home dude. Yeah, he's got 1 point. So, like, if you're looking for a puck-moving defenseman, this isn't the guy. If you're looking for, I don't know, just a solid, big-bodied, strong, stay-at-home defenseman, like, this is your guy. Like, I like him. I like him a lot. It's going to be great for St. Cloud. But if you're looking for flash, like Bookman, we talked about our first defenseman, that guy's got flash. He's got speed. Loftus got you don't mess with Loftus. I like, if I had to choose, I'd actually take Loftus because I like stay-at-home guys more. But.
Okay, before we move on to the Frozen Four, there was a signing today in college hockey, and I had thought, because Colby Cohen had reported this, that Jacob Fowler was going to go back to BC. He is not. He signed with the Montreal Canadiens today. 3 years, $923,333, the entry level for a pick. So Jacob Fowler has decided, and I actually think this is not a terrible decision. He's going to play in the A. He knows he's going to play in the A. But I think it's a smart decision for Montreal, who more than likely is going to make the playoffs. And if they have an injury, they're kind of thin. They've got Dobish, who's very unproven, behind Montembeault, who I think is still yet unproven. And, a lot of goalies left college hockey this year. I think, Avi, a big reason is there's a shortage of good goalies in the NHL right now. And the teams are clamoring because the New York Rangers went looking for Callum Tongue. He didn't just show up at their door and say, hey, I want to be a New York Ranger. So, Mike and I were talking about how Boston, he talks to the scouts and they have a ton of goalie prospects. Like, they just signed Jeremy Swayman to an 8-year deal. What are you doing? But it's like, dude, the window's closed. I mean, like, Pittsburgh sent Jari down twice this year. The Seattle Kraken sent Philip Grubauer down to the AHL. They're like, they don't care. These teams like, oh, we have a 5-year, $5 million deal with you. You played 10 games in a row shitty. We don't have any patience for you anymore. So anyway, I a couple other guys signed, Anton Lundmark and Dalton Bancroft. Again, I think these are all deals that will work next year. 1-year deals. I don't even know if those are guys like that are college guys, but Jacob Fowler signing with the Laval Rockets / Montreal Canadiens is an interesting thing that we couldn't just gloss over. I don't know if you saw that news, Mike.
I did. Yeah, I saw that. Actually, part of me is worried because Primo was a Northeastern Husky 4 years ago, right? Sorry,
yeah.
8 years ago.
They didn't develop him well.
They did it, and I'm scared. And a lot of people are like, well, what happened to Devin Levi? I'm like, Buffalo just jammed him in.
Now, but they kind of corrected that mistake. He played the entire year this year in the AHL Rochester. Yeah. So give Buffalo, I know that they're a punching bag of the NHL right now. They had Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen. They did not need Levi up at all. They wanted to give Levi the bulk of the starts. The best thing to do for a young goalie. And the fact that I saw the Laval Rockets tweet this out means Fowler is going to play in Laval to start. And he can play for Montreal this year because he's on the protected list or whatever. He's a player they've drafted quite some time ago now. And we've been talking about Fowler being on the Montreal thing. But Montreal has always had an elite goalie when they're good. And I would say, yeah, Montembeault good. Yeah, I know he was on Team Canada, but he was the third goalie there. And Dobish has had some moments, but I think once teams get a book on you, we all know Fowler is going to be an incredible goalie at some point. So I just feel like if this Montreal rebuild, which, by the way, not to get off topic, but the New York Rangers sort of rushed their rebuild. Remember when they fired Gorton and kind of moved on and brought in Drury, and they've kind of like, oh, we're going to compete now. A lot of that has to do with their owner. And I can say this because I'm not employed by anybody that Jim Dolan can bully around, but he's the problem there. And everybody knows it. He's gotten more involved with the Rangers since Glenn Sather has stepped away. And look what Montreal did. They immediately hired Jeff Gorton, and he brings in Kent Hughes. And look at, like, Montreal, regardless of what they do in the playoffs this year, they're going to be a playoff team for the next 10 years. Yep. They got a ton of young talent. And some of that is draft picks that Marc Bergevin brought in, like Logan Mailloux, guys like that might turn out to be good players. But if you're a Montreal Canadiens fan, like, and I know, Mike, this has got to be killing you as a Boston Bruins fan, but you got to like it. And anyway, I didn't want to gloss over the fact that on the 4th today, Jacob Fowler did sign with the Montreal Canadiens, and I got that from Puckpedia. So
yeah, so I even the Bancroft player out of Cornell, he's signed with Boston. He actually has a lot of ties up here in Massachusetts. So I think he's actually going to fit in quite nice just because we've got some family in the area. He's familiar with it. So like part of that knowing I don't know the area thing that goes away. So I actually Bruins fans rejoiced a little bit. Bancroft, he played on the same line as Walsh, who we drafted. So we got a center and a winger that have been playing together for 4 years.
Yeah, it says he's from Ontario.
No, I know he's Canadian, so Ontario it's fine, but he has family in Groton, Massachusetts.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I mean that doesn't surprise me.
They own a farm that make great tomahawk steaks. Everyone, check it out. Just
Avi, we haven't seen any big names transfer to ASU. Yep,
they lost a guy to Minnesota last week.
Okay,
it's sad.
Yeah,
he wasn't an impact player, but they did lose someone. But Avi, the good news about Arizona State is people like warm weather, and I hate to say it, it's a family show. College guys like girls. That's just the way it is.
College Northeastern will have that new freshman goalie. Yep. I expect Northeastern to be pretty good.
I want to know who Northeastern's goalie scout is, because every year they bring in somebody. Like Whitehead was supposed to be a nobody. He signed. They had Primo. They had Levi. They had Ashworth. Like, I want to know who they brought in. Like, their scout is awesome. So whoever you are, you're not listed on their website for probably good reason, because they want to stay hidden. Kudos to Northeastern scouts. You do a phenomenal job finding goalies.
Okay, Mike, we've wasted enough time. We need to talk about this matchup right here. The Frozen Four, Final Four. I'm going to share the screen here.
Yeah, say first
Go ahead,
game
Mike.
Up. Denver, Western Michigan, first game. I went back the last 10 years. Last 10 years, two teams that met in their conference championship. It's happened twice. Michigan State, not too long ago. Michigan would go on to win. They'd go to the Frozen Four. They'd get absolutely dusted by Boston College. North Dakota would play Minnesota Duluth. Duluth would go on to win the national title. Western Michigan beat Denver in the NCHC final at the Excel Center this season.
Yeah, they came back and won that game too, didn't they?
They did.
Yeah.
Denver was taking it to them. Western
I thought it was like 3-1 and ended up being 4-3 or something.
Yes. It was either 4-3 or 5-3. Now I forget, but in there, like it was a multi-goal comeback. And I think, unfortunately, you're talking to the guy that might be the biggest Denver hater in the history of the universe. Denver's probably going to beat Western. Also, fun fact, Denver is 9-0, and my father is in the arena, and he will be in St. Louis. So, Pios fans, my father is demanding refunds for his tickets and plane.
Mr. Warino will take your donations.
Because you're about to be 10-0 when he's in the building. That includes 2 national titles. He's accepting any and all donations. The other game up, BU Penn State, I think they have, in terms of goaltending, I think the 2 best goalies are playing in this game. Out of the 4 teams remaining, the 2 best, I believe, are playing Penn State and BU. Of the 2 most explosive offenses, I believe the 2 remaining are Penn State and BU. I'm not knocking either defense on Penn State and BU, but damn, I think this is I like the over, despite saying I think the 2 best goalies are there, and that's because I have 2.
Yegorov and Sergeyev. There's a common theme there, right?
Same region in Russia, same.
Yep.
They know each other.
Vladimir Tretiak, who established the Russian goaltender program that Russia is currently using, the greatest goalie of all time, in my opinion. People won't admit it, but the guy didn't lose in the Olympics for like a decade until the 1980 Olympic team beat him. It's showing. And the fact that they're letting their players come over here and dominate it's smart from a competitive standpoint for the Russian kids too, because the competition at the youth level over here in the North America is much greater. So it's just because of a population and money thing. Nothing like if you get when you get into Russia's a massive country, it's not that big population wise. It's not that large.
No, so you can't live in the tundra.
Well, you can, but if they're, and you can skate outside and stuff, but the programs and stuff that we have over here are just not comparable. So so I would love to see, and I see what Avi says, Penn State 5-3. You have Denver and you have the over for Penn State BU. Who do you have winning this game? You don't want to bet against BU.
That's honestly, I'll probably bet Penn State because I have the future on BU.
Yeah.
And that's the issue I'm trying to have making a pick here is because I know.
Well, you watch BU, your heart lies with BU. BU, we just said they have 14 NHL draft picks on their team. This is why I think Denver is going to go back to the championship because of Zeev Buium and their goaltender who doesn't let shit in the postseason. Like it's, he's
a gamer.
If we get Denver BU, I won't be shocked. But I got to tell you, and I feel like this Arm Dog said it today on their show, Game Notes, Colby Armstrong. I would love to see Penn State, Western Michigan. I think neither of those teams have won. This is their first Frozen Four. We guarantee a first-time national champion. I also think that some of the Blue Bloods will be pissed the way things shaped out this year and go after change. We've been saying, Avi, everybody in the chat, all our fans, we want to see 32 teams make it. They need to do another round. And Mike, here's my thing. This is my problem with when this weekend falls. We don't want this. We want this not this week, but the third week of March or April. Why am I saying that? Because
NHL playoffs.
No, well, there's that. But what major sporting event is going on this next weekend when we're at the Frozen Four?
Oh crap! Cardinals opening day. It's Friday.
Yeah.
I don't know.
The Masters.
Golf. I'm not old enough for that.
No, but I'm saying like the Masters is huge. A lot of golf fans are hockey fans too. We want all the eyes we can have on this. Shorten the conference tournaments. Start the tournament early, get a midweek round one, like a Thursday. Then you can then you give like a day or two of travel in between and then have the weekend regional games. And then instead of giving 10 days off, give a week off. And we have the tournament. I don't know. You don't want to have the tournament the same weekend as the Final Four basketball, which is this weekend, right? They always end on like April, the first week of April, the basketball one. So you want to be off. I understand why they offset it. So if you keep it this weekend, that's fine. But I feel like why not go to the next week? Everybody's like, oh, the Stanley Cup playoffs. Okay, well, who gives a I guess just shorten the season. We have like a month where they don't almost play. So I would like to see like tournament games start in the middle of March and maybe even the tournament games be at the end of March. But, anyway, that's a logistical thing for people that are smarter than me to figure out.
Yeah.
Always, if you have it at a warm weather state too, the weather will be nice. So have it in non-traditional markets, LA, Florida, Tampa,
there's California is supposed to be getting a bid. We will find that out.
It's in next year, Vegas. It's in Vegas next year. They don't have a D1 school. St. Louis doesn't have a D1 school.
No, it's going, this is going down as Lindenwood hosting by technicality.
Yeah.
But Lindenwood's nowhere near St. Louis, Missouri.
Yeah.
I guess it's close, but.
Yeah, but last year, in St. Paul, the state of hockey, you have Minnesota Duluth, you have, St. Cloud State, you have the Golden Gophers, can you imagine how wild last year would have been if the Gophers were there? I mean, they were in Tampa and there was a ton of Gopher fans. We were in Gopher country and they weren't there and there was still a ton of them. So
who's it? UNLV is the host for Vegas.
Also, Boston can host too. Boston can be a host.
We get it in 7 more years.
Okay, so I'll see you in 7 years.
I'm not counting down or anything, I swear. Promise. No, but I know the state of California won a bid. So I thought it was funny you dropped LA because that was the leading city. for it.
There's tons of hotels, tons of shit to do, tons of resources, and you keep up everything kind of centrally, like just like to give you guys an idea, like this is the schedule. And if you ever go, you can attend the Hobie Bakers. Last year I was there. Like I went. I learned more last year than the first year. I was like just wandering around like an idiot, not knowing what I was doing. But like there's the open practices on Wednesday. If we get in, we can try to go. It's at the Enterprise Center. Now, if I have media credentials, Frozen Fest, team doors open. This is all Thursday. Here are the games. Like first game, which we they're not to be determined. We know who the first game is. The first game will be Denver, Western Michigan. Okay. And then you can go talk to the team, Fan Fest, go back to the Fan Fest if you want. And then there's this. Then the Hobie Baker on Friday. Okay. Which I don't know where the Stifle Theater is, but I'll try to be there because, the finalists are named Zeeb William, Ryan Leonard, and who am I missing? Who's the third guy? Is it Conley from Michigan State?
Yeah. No, not Conley's at Providence, but is Michigan State person.
It's Michigan State's guy.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Honestly, my money was on Leonard preseason.
I mean, I would love to see him win it. I kind of get a feeling that doesn't it benefit the guy who's there? I don't think Ryan Leonard will be there. I'm guessing he won't be because the Caps are in the mix of a playoff chase, that, and the other. So, all right. And then here's Saturday's events and then the game. And then we're off. We're gone. So it's the thing. So yeah, anyway, craziness. So yeah. Avi, you agree with me? You think Zeeb wins it? Not gonna lie.
I thought when Denver beat BC, I'm like, oh, that could be Leonard's Hobie that disappears.
Yeah. I mean, he didn't do anything. Him, Perot, they didn't do anything in the game.
I pinned that on actually their coach.
Give Denver the credit too. They rise to the occasion,
Well, so I'm actually giving Bentley the credit because I went back and found the ice time numbers. How many minutes do you think Ryan Leonard, Perot, and Hagens played against Bentley?
Like 40.
You were close, 38, 20. Like they were spent.
They could not have that game against Bentley that they had and be competitive against Denver. I thought that Bentley gets an assist beating.
Yeah, and by the way, I'm not taking anything from Denver. They absolutely played phenomenal. I was there. I watched it. They were great. Their fans were great. So like I'm not taking anything from Denver, but like Bentley gets an assist. They burnt out that line. And that's why I say I blame the coach. You can't play the same line for 38 minutes. That's way too much for a regulation game. And kudos to Leonard, Perot, and Hagens again for getting up and trying to go Saturday night. Like,
dude, again, I would like to see days off in between. They can play these games during the week. It's fine. Go play a home game. BC should have played at their arena. They were the number one team in the nation all year.
And they played a team that was 30 minutes away.
Yeah. I still think Bentley would have gave them a hard time. But I do agree with you. I think the talent that BC, they're going to look back in the NHL and be like, how did those guys not win a national championship?
I'm having flashbacks of Nodak, honestly. I'm going like, coach, you have too much talent to do this. Last year he made it to the Natty, and I chalked that up to there was 6 BC guys on Team USA. Denver's head coaches Team USA. He made that team.
I wonder if like a guy like David Carl coached BC, how many championships they would have. But with the resources and stuff there. But again,
that's a fun topic to think about.
Dude, that's horrible.
Oh shit, what happened?
So Matt Roy had missed some games from the Capitals, and they said personal reasons. They came out and said his wife had a miscarriage.
Oh Jesus,
that's brutal, man. So yeah, that's
that sucks.
Okay. I'm going to be streaming at 7 p.m. Eastern. So it's 2:30 Eastern right now.
Yeah, 4.5 hours.
Yeah, for the Capitals, Chicago Blackhawks. Does Ovi break the record tonight? He needs 2 to tie, 3 to pass. The last time he got to 800 against the Chicago Blackhawks, he had a hat trick. That happened to be in the United Center. Great fans of Chicago gave him standing O. Tonight it is in Friday night, Capital One Arena, Washington, D.C. Does the man, I know we talk college hockey, does Ovi break the record? I think he breaks it tonight. I got a feeling.
I think he gets 3 points tonight, but I don't think he breaks the record.
Okay, Avi says he scores 2. Ian Olin from the Russian Machine Never Breaks goes, I got a strange feeling he's going to do it tonight. I think it's going to be all in. So it's going to be all in tonight. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Yeah, okay. There's only 3 NHL games on tonight, by the way. Hurricanes, Red Wings. Okay. Wild Islanders is exciting because the Islanders aren't quite dead yet, but they are as close to dead as you can be. Mike, anything you looking forward to? All right, Andrew, I appreciate you.
Yeah, no, I'm going to take a chance here. We got a few minutes. I'm going to throw my NHL picks in because there's no NHL Nightly tonight, and we got a few minutes. I like the Caps -1.5 because, well, sorry, you're at home. Chicago, you stink. Pretty plain and simple.
Colorado, everything they could handle, though. All those young kids coming in.
They did, but that's why I'm like, you can't keep delivering. And Washington's been in a rut, so I think they're going to turn it around. I'm actually not touching the Carolina game because part of me thinks Detroit's got a good game left in them. That team stinks like the shoe. So, but I'm not touching that game because it's either going to be 5-0 or Detroit makes me want to strangle them and they win in overtime. Just
Detroit is not eliminated yet. They have a 2.6% chance of making the playoffs. Same with the Islanders. Minnesota, 89.9% chance of making the playoffs, but they need to win. And none of these really have any conference implications yet. So it's going to be interesting. I mean, the last teams to be eliminated are going to be probably Columbus, Calgary, New York Rangers, this, that, and the other. So Avi likes the Caps and Islanders to win.
Yeah.
I just don't think I would bet Detroit. I feel like they know they're dead. So it is what it is.
That's it's a spicy parlay, and I'm going to take it because I'm a degenerate, and that's what I do. Capitals -1.5, Islanders -1.5. It comes up to +419.
Okay, so here's a little tricky boy thing I've been seeing. Frank Saravelli brought it up today on his show, Daily Faceoff Live, and the Game Notes guys brought it up. Matt Merle's got to give everybody credit that said it before me. But if you picked Ovechkin if you pick Ovechkin tonight to score a hat trick, it's +1,600. Okay, but it's +2,000 if you pick against the team you'll break it against, the Chicago Blackhawks. So if you want to make a ton of money, bet the team Chicago Blackhawks if you think he's going to break or tie it tonight at +2,000 wherever you gamble, MGM, DraftKings, FanDuel, whatever. Bet 365, the Ontario ones, whatever you guys listen to or bet on. So interesting, fun stuff there. I hope he does it, man. I just want it to be over. I'm ready for it to be over. The guy broke his leg this year. He would be close to 60 goals. The pace he's on. He'd be up there for the Richard, right there with Leon Draisaitl, which is insane that he's 39 years old. That's why I feel like it'll be so tough for someone to come. If you look at Draisaitl, man, like he's got 450 goal seasons, but he's 28, 29. He's had some injuries this year. Like, is he a guy though? You could see, he'd have to score 10 more years to pass him. Can he do it?
Nope.
Can he score 500 in 10 years?
Nope.
It's like, maybe he can, but it's crazy. It's like probably not happening. Yeah, Avi, I hope it's like that. Honestly, I don't care if it's a 4-3 Chicago win, if all 3 goals are Ovi's who cares? Let's get it over with. I feel like he's tired of it. He wants to get it done. Let's get it done. All right, Mike, championship. BU, Denver. Is that what you think? And who is the champion? Do you think we get back-to-back national? I think if it's BU Denver, I think Denver wins again.
So,
or do you think BU wins and upsets?
So, remember, this is what I've been saying. The last 10 years, every time we had a rematch, the losing team won, which is also, this is the issue why I didn't give a pick on the Penn
we didn't
State
have a
BU
rematch.
game.
This isn't a rematch of
Denver.
This is a rematch.
Denver beat BU last year. 2-1.
Yeah, but that was in the Frozen Four, not in the national championship.
It's still a rematch. And this is why, again, I didn't give a pick on the Penn State game because I already have action on BU, and there's a bias, and I can't give a true opinion. But I really do think BU wins because I don't think they have enough guys that returned. Example, Captain Mr. LaChance. That is so sour about losing to Denver last year. I mean, you lost in the semis to a heartbreaker in OT.
Yeah.
I don't think they lose again.
What's crazy to me is Denver feels like they have the same amount of talent, and the Boston University Terriers don't have Cole Hudson and Macklin Celebrini. That's my big thing. They lost to Denver last year, and Denver's basically bringing back this, a similar talented team.
They got better.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's how I logicize it in my head. My heart wants Central Michigan and Penn State. I actually think Penn State's going to win.
I wouldn't shock me. It really wouldn't. Like, I am praying the Broncos pull it off because, one, I hate Denver. Two, I like the story. New national champion. I want to be there for it.
Yeah, I want to see a new national champion, but I won't be sad either way. And we know this. And Avi's all over the Penn State Lions winning it all. I have to say this. I know the games will be good. They're never blowouts. It's all if the goals are scored late. I mean, I know Denver scored that late goal against BC to make it 2-0. It was kind of anticlimactic in the national championship game last year, but I mean, it was basically a 1-0 game the whole, 3 quarters of the game. So it was a good game.
I remember I saw Denver beat Minnesota State. That was 1-0 Minnesota State. Denver made it 2-1. And then they pumped in 3 empty netters. Like, 5-1 blowout. No. That was a nail biter for 55 minutes. And, they went for it. There's nothing you can do. I'm with you. These games are going to come down to the wire. I think Penn State BU, I think that's a very exciting game. I really wouldn't be surprised if it's 4-3. Really wouldn't. Either way, by the way, I'm not throwing a pick on this, but I like the over, as I said. Western and Denver, if Denver takes over, I could see them. I could see them opening up. That team doesn't know what quit is, and it comes postseason. And Davies doesn't know how to give up a goal. 67 shots, 1 goal against when playing BC.
And Minnesota's going to get Zeev Buium for their playoff run, which is going to be. And I just think this kid is a difference maker on the back end, so it's going to be interesting. So
Minnesota is doing it right. They told Zeev, you have 1 week to go back to Denver, pack your shit, get everything settled, and then come. And that means this kid's going to have a nice clear head and go. And Zeev, you're going to have a wonderful NHL career, man. Congratulations.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm excited. And I think he went to a great organization. I am Bharat Singh. Thank you for joining on Instagram. Appreciate you, man. Got a bunch of people watching on Instagram today.
All right.
It. Yeah. So that's adding to the, numbers. I appreciate everybody. We will be back Friday next week sometime. We got to figure out exactly what time that will be Eastern. We're going to try to have a guest or something. I'm going to try to work it out. Fingers crossed, maybe we get like a Micah Ruzione or something. Maybe a Colby Cohen. I'm going to see if maybe we can get a Colby Cohen again or a Johnny Lazarus. I offered Johnny Lazarus, if he's listening, I think he's covering Johnny Lazarus. I offered him a place to stay. If he wants to come, he can stay with me and the wife. We got the pull-up. We got the pull-out couch at the hotel, or we can upgrade to a suite so you can have your own bed. Let me know, Johnny Lazarus. I'll shoot you a text. Thank you, bro. I appreciate you. Thank you for joining. Peace out. I'll stop by for Caps tonight. All right, Avi, have a good one, man. And thanks, everybody else. Hey, everybody else have a good one. That's going to be the end of the show as we speak. We'll be back Friday. I don't know what time, guys, because Mike and I, logistically, we got to figure out, do we have internet? Does everything work? I've got to get all this stuff. I got to take my laptop. I have a laptop, but it's all set up. I never move it. I just do all this stuff. So We'll be good. We're gonna make it work. It's gonna be good times.
It's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
Best.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. Yeah, not too shabby for just a guy you sat next to. Now we've done a show for a year.
It was meant to be, man. It was meant to be.
No, don't worry about it, Barat. We don't barely speak English on this show anyway. So we're just talking college hockey and we're wrapping up. Thank you so much, everybody. Have a great rest of your week. Let's go join me tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern to watch Ovi break the goal scoring record, hopefully. Come on, Ovi. Let's do it. All right. All right, Mike.
See you guys.
Yeah, see ya.